Hey, welcome to today's edition of Midday Motivation. Great afternoon, everyone. Welcome again. If this is your first time on, I'll say it again. Welcome. Take a minute to hit the button in the top right-hand corner to get notifications of when I go live, which is every weekday in the 12 o'clock hour. So thank you for joining us today. Today's midday motivation is get with the flow. Okay. Today is, it's not really different today. So today we're back on track with our regular midday motivations. So you might want to get pencil and paper today, or take notes in the comments for yourself and share. Interact with me, comment while I'm going. I'll try to keep up, but I appreciate you joining me today. Like I said, we're going to talk about getting with the flow today. So life is like water. Okay? Life is like water. It's always changing. Things happen in different forms. Just like water takes on different forms. It can be a liquid. It can be a gas. You freeze it, it's going to be ice. It's a solid. But at the end of the day, it's still water. So in your life, you go through different things. You have good days. You have bad days. You have exciting moments. You have depressing moments. It's always changing. Things are always different. But at the end of the day, you're alive and you can celebrate that. So I want you to go through life like water. So like if life is like water and you have to get through it, you're either going to go through the water, like try to cross the water, and you have, the current coming at you from the side, but you're going through, or like crossing a river, okay? Or you're going to swim with the current. You're going to go with the flow of things. Life is going to be a little easier if you go with the current, go with the flow. Or you can be like that salmon trying to swim upstream, where that bear is waiting for you to grab you for lunch. Okay? Fighting against the water, things are always going to be a little tougher for you because you're not, hey, Coach D, you're not going through. You're fighting against life. Okay, you're fighting against the things that life are bringing to you. And when you're going through life, you're going to change. Life changes you. When you go through things, you change. And as you change, you grow. We've talked about going through things already. So when you go through things, you use those experiences as learning experiences. The more you learn, you grow from your mistakes. So, as you grow, you're progressing in life. So at the end of the day, you put it all together, change equals growth, and growth signifies life, which means if you're changing, you're growing. Just like if I say 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 3 equals 6 divided by 2. Okay? You can still turn right back around and say 6 divided by 2 equals 1 plus 2. At the end of the day, they both equal 3. My math teacher came out of me. I'm sorry. So just like change equals growth and growth equals life, then change equals you are living. If you're not changing, if you're not growing, you're not really living. How do you know a baby is growing? The baby is changing. How do you know your plant is growing? It's changing. It's going from a little plant to a big plant. Okay? How do you know the plant is alive? Because it's growing. It's changing. So How do you know that you are really living? You're growing. You're changing. All right? It's anything in life. It's got to, if it's going to live, it's got to grow. It's got to change. Hey, D. So when you're going through life, going through the water, you have to understand that you've got to change. You've got to grow. You're going to, because water affects everything around it. Even if you think about water, think about the different ecosystems of water. If you look at a pond, which is not moving water, that water is just sitting there. Pond water is dirty. It's murky. It a lot of times contaminated. You got pond water. It looks horrible. You cannot drink pond water. It's stagnant. It's still. It's stale. Ponds stink. But if you look at flowing water, look at a stream or a river, you can drink water out of a fresh stream. That water is constantly moving. It's filled with different minerals that are good for you. You can live right by a stream and live off that water, because that water is constantly flowing, constantly free. As it progresses, it's going to cleanse. It's going to cleanse itself because it's always moving. So, and while it's moving, it's changing, and it's changing the things around it. So you can be in the flow of water, in the flow of life, or you can even be that plant, that tree planted on the wayside of the stream, that tree planted by the water, because that water is going to continuously feed you good things. Moving water is going to continuously help you grow and flourish and produce fruit. Okay? And when you're going through, you're near the water, you're either going to be a part of the water, moving and affecting the things and people around you, or you're going to be a tree by the wayside of the water, using the water to grow, letting life grow you and build you to produce fruit, to continue to grow and affect other people and other things around you. Or you can be that rock sitting on the edge of the stream, constantly getting hit by the water. It might not be too bad to be a rock sometimes, because rocks are minerals, and minerals can be good for you, okay? But that rock sitting there getting hit by that water, over time, that rock is going to change, because water, life, affects everything around it. If you're going to be that tree, you're going to grow and flourish. If you're going to be that rock, over time, you're going to be worn down. You're going to be worn down to sand. You'll become granules of sand, because that water is constantly beating you, constantly stripping away from you, constantly taking the minerals from you. So, hey, Amos! So just constantly think about it. I want you to be in the flow. Okay? If you're going to be in the flow, jot this down. Okay? Flow. Fight life's obstacles willingly. If you're in the flow and you're going through life and life is flowing by, you should be in the flow, fighting life's obstacles willingly. Things are going to change. Things are going to happen. But instead of you trying to swim upstream against the current, flow with the water, take on those obstacles, knowing that you're going to get through, knowing that you're going to make it to a better destination. You're going to make it to the next step. You're going to get to the other side. You're going to get to something better. You're going to be cleansed in the process, because the water is flowing. The water is moving. Life is moving. Don't try to stand there and be like the rock and just whatever, life is just going to go on. Life goes on. I'm just going to stand here. No, progress with it. Move with it. Be a part of the water. Flow with it. These things are going to happen. Things are going to come, but you just have to keep going. You have to fight through it. So, and when you're fighting through it, go through it with on the same side as the water. Just go with it. Go with the water. So, I think that's it for today. We went through it today. So, I'm going to leave you again with the acronym. If you didn't get to write it down. FLOW. FLOW. Fight life's obstacles willingly. Okay? Don't fight against it. Don't try to swim upstream, and don't think you're going to just stand by the wayside and things are going to happen and it's not going to affect you, because either you're going to let it affect you and you're going to go with the flow and things are going to get better because you know the water is flowing, it's changing, it's growing you, or you're going to stand there and be that rock and let life beat you down. So that's what I have for you today. Go with the flow. Just keep going through life, no matter what it is. Know that the water is cleansing you. The water is moving you. The water is changing you. And if you're changing, you're growing. Unless you're that rock. You're either going to grow or you're going to get beat down until you're diminished. If you try to just stand there, you have to go with the flow and fight life's obstacles willingly. That's all for today. Hi, Patricia. Have an amazing day on purpose. Remember to like, comment, and share my videos. If you have not done so already, hit the button in the top right-hand corner so that you get notifications when I go live, which is every weekday in the 12 o'clock hour. And I'll see you again tomorrow in the 12 o'clock hour for Friday Freedom. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose, and I'll see you next time.